When you watch a modern science fiction epic, the astronauts striding across alien deserts always look completely convincing. The suits they wear seem heavy, highly technical, and entirely ready to keep a human being alive in the harsh vacuum of space. But if you were to actually step out of an airlock wearing one, you wouldn't last a minute. These suits are completely useless in a vacuum. Instead, they are highly specialized stage props, engineered with a single goal: surviving the grueling physical demands of a Hollywood film set. To pull off this illusion, major studios rely on a hyper-niche ecosystem of special effects fabrication houses. Workplaces like FBFX in London or SCPS Unlimited and Global Effects in Los Angeles are the quiet centers of cinematic space travel. The people working in these shops aren't traditional tailors. They are material scientists, industrial designers, and engineers who dedicate their careers to perfecting the visual lie of human spaceflight. Before these fabricators can invent the sci-fi suits of tomorrow, they often have to master the hardware of the past. Directors frequently demand meticulously accurate recreations of actual, historical spacesuits for period films. Take a look at this NASA Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or EMU. When creating a convincing replica of this hardware, fabricators obsess over rigid, camera-ready details. They map out the exact placement of structural panels, latches, and anodized aluminum feed ports to match archival photographs perfectly. That obsession with accuracy extends to international space programs. Here is a precise replication of a Russian Sokol pressure suit. Fabricators carefully matched the specific way the fabric folds, the blue reinforced mobility joints along the arms, and the exact placement of the Rosia insignia. Reverse engineering these historical suits down to the last stitch forces Hollywood fabricators to learn how real aerospace engineers solve problems. They have to understand the logic of an actual spacesuit before they can go about innovating beyond it. When it comes time to invent a sci-fi suit set in the future, the design priorities completely flip. The fabricators stop worrying about vacuum survival and focus entirely on camera aesthetics and mobility for wire stunts. Look at the difference in the outer shell. A real spacesuit operates like a pressurized human-shaped balloon, requiring multiple bulky layers of canvas and rubber. A cinematic suit, however, often uses thin layers of dimensional printed neoprene. This raised silicone ink applied directly to stretchy fabric gives actors a sleek, heroic silhouette while letting them move freely. If we move up and look at the helmets, the design goals are completely inverted. Real astronaut visors prioritize heavy sun shielding and structural safety to protect the wearer's eyes from unfiltered solar radiation. Cinematic helmets exist for the exact opposite reason. A movie helmet is designed to let us see the actor's performance. The fabricators hide miniature fans inside to clear away condensation, install internal communication mics, and carefully angle LED lighting rigs inward, illuminating the actor's face perfectly for the camera. Then there's the life support. Real spacesuits rely on heavy oxygen-scrubbing backpacks, but on a film set, the biggest danger is heat exhaustion under intense studio lights. So actors wear specialized cooling undergarments, borrowed directly from professional race car drivers, which pump cold water around their bodies during long shooting days. At its core, a cinematic spacesuit is a wearable environmental control system. It is engineered to keep a performer comfortable and looking great on a Hollywood soundstage, rather than keeping an astronaut alive in the cosmos. But here is where the story loops back on itself. Hollywood designers became so incredibly adept at creating suits with high mobility, great ergonomics, and mass visual appeal that the real-world aerospace industry started knocking on their doors. Chris Gilman, the founder of Global Effects, took his Hollywood expertise and formed a new company called Orbital Outfitters. They were hired to build actual fit-check suits, which are physical mock-ups used to test seating and interface ergonomics for commercial aerospace companies like SpaceX. This is a SpaceX Dragon crew suit. To outfit his real astronauts, Elon Musk directly tapped Hollywood superhero costume designer Jose Fernandez. You can see how this prioritizes a minimalist sci-fi silhouette, marrying the aesthetic of a comic book hero with actual, functional pressure suit engineering. We are seeing this trend expand even further into high design. Axiom Space, building the next-generation lunar suits for NASA's Artemis program, collaborated with luxury fashion brand Prada to refine the suit's visual lines. These special effects houses and designers now actively prototype and dictate the visual aesthetic of our actual future in space. Their legacy is no longer confined to the cinema. It is being written into the history of human exploration.